everyone, and welcome to tonight's team call. My name is Sarah Ramos. I get to be your host tonight. I am so excited for all of our guests that are here tonight, tuning in to get a little sneak peek on what it's like to be an affiliate or a promoter here with Pruvit. I am so excited to be on with all of you. If you haven't put in the chat yet where you are tuning in from, put in the chat where you are tuning in from. We are open in 41 countries, and I love to see the ripple effect that we have here at Pruvit. So this team call, we do this every single week. It is a great opportunity for us to connect. It's a great time to share stories, different success stories that we're having, different health stories that we are having. We put in a little training so we get to amplify someone's gift zone, figure out what's working for them so we can all find what works for us when it comes to attracting people to ketones. Because I don't know about you, but I feel a million times better now that I am drinking ketones every single day. So if I have not had a chance to meet you yet, my name is Sarah Ramos. I am coming to you from Boise, Idaho. I have been drinking and sharing ketones full time with my husband for almost 8 years. It will be 8 years in July. Prior to Pruvit, I was a 7th grade math teacher. I also coached 2 sports after school. I catered weddings on Saturdays and I waitressed on Sundays. I never got to see my husband. We just saw each other in passing. And I really just wished my entire week away because I was on autopilot and just didn't love what I did. I was addicted to sugar. I was addicted to coffee. So obviously I didn't love the way that I looked. And ketones were introduced to me in 2016. And I'll just tell you, I got my healthiest, I got my strongest. Here's a little before and after of when I first started with Pruvit. Since then, I have had a baby, so I like to show this is what it looks like now. But this is so much more than fat loss. What I love about our community is that everyone can drink ketones, and the benefits just are so unbelievable that the stories that we get to collect are amazing. So my husband and I get to do this full time now, and collecting stories is my favorite part. So we are going to kick off this call with some stories of what people have experienced from drinking our ketones. And I'm going to start with my friend Annette Hutchinson, who I met about a year ago. She's been drinking ketones and has an amazing story. So Annette, can you share your story with us? There we go. I'm asking to unmute. Will it let
There we
you?
go.
There you
Yep.
go.
Hi, everyone. My name's Annette Hutchison. I'm in the Boise, Idaho area, and I've been sharing and drinking ketones with my family for almost a year now. I think it's been a year this week, actually. Um, Before I started drinking ketones, I was tired. I was overweight. I lived on Diet Coke and Milk Duds to get me through the day. And I just thought that that's how life was going to be. I thought that's how it was going to be for the rest of my life. Um, as I had started working out to try and start my health journey, and I'd been working out for about 6 months when I found ketones. And when I started drinking ketones, I started getting the results that I was looking for. And I had so much energy, I was gaining strength, and I had just couldn't believe how I felt after drinking them. I just felt so much better. About 3 weeks after I started drinking them, my cravings for Diet Coke and sugar were almost completely gone. Like I didn't even realize that I wasn't craving them anymore. I've lost about 70 pounds of fat over the last year. And um, even though that's why I started, the other benefits that I got from ketones or that I'm getting from ketones are my favorite part. I have so much energy that I can chase my little grandkids faster than their parents can. That's a huge win. Um, I've never missed a day drinking ketones and I never plan on it. And I love sharing ketones with friends and family and strangers who I just see on the street. And I want to tell you about my sister. She started drinking ketones. I tell people just drink them for 90 days. Try the 90-day challenge. That's what I tell them. And she started drinking them for 90 days and she had some great improvements in her well-being. And then she stopped. And after about 2 or 3 weeks, she started drinking them again. And because She said, I didn't realize how great they were making me feel until I stopped drinking them. So if you're on the fence, if you know anybody who's on the fence, just start doing it. Do it for 90 days, and I promise you, you will see the results. And you might get results that you're not even thinking of.
I absolutely love that. And that is so true. Sometimes people don't realize how bad they felt until they get off of ketones and start getting into those old patterns that they had before. And then they realize
Right.
how amazing they felt on ketones. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing. I love watching your
Thank
family
you.
transform. It just lights me up. Like, that's what I'm most excited about, is to be able to collect stories from all of you, to know that we get to create this massive impact together. And it just lights me up each and every day. And so, speaking of family, I am really excited to hear from your son, Ethan. He has a magical transformation, and he is one that was not sold on ketones right away. He actually was against it. But Ethan, can you come off mute? I want to hear your story. I'll ask you to unmute. Let's see if it works. There you go. I want to hear your story on what ketones have done for you.
Yeah. Hi there. I'm Ethan Hutchison. I'm 21 years old. I'm also in the Boise area. Um, I'm a personal trainer and I've been drinking ketones for about a year. Before I started drinking ketones, I was really grumpy. I was really moody. And I was chronically exhausted to the point where I would have to leave work often in order to go sleep. And I was a raging insomniac. I couldn't get consistent sleep no matter what I did. And I've been that way for a long time. I am an athlete, and at the time when I was introduced to them, I was training for powerlifting on and off because I was rehabbing an old injury of mine. And since then, since I've been drinking ketones, I have actually gotten regular sleep, which is great. And we're talking like 8, 9, 10 hours consistently on a consistent schedule. Um, I've been emotionally consistent, so I'm not on this emotional roller coaster anymore because I'm not getting enough sleep. And I've been very physically strong. 2 weeks into drinking ketones, after my mom told me to basically suck it up and like swallow my pride, um, I hit a 405 pound back squat, which was about, I'm going to say 40 pounds, a 40-pound PR. And I'm excited to be able to coach people in my business in both aspects of ketones and personal training because they've been really important for me in my performance, but also a huge aspect in my recovery and being able to educate people on the importance of supplementing ketones. I'm ready to kind of shake up the athletic world because there's a lot of controversy around everything in fitness. And this seems very, very stable and consistent. And I'm excited to kind of shake it up that way.
I love that, Ethan. And I love being a part of your journey. I love seeing how you're implementing ketones in the gym, and I love seeing what it's doing for your clients. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate you so much. We have one more story that we're going to share really quick. And her name is Tally. I love going out to visit Tally. She's in the Chicago area, and she is so knowledgeable about ketones. And again, she was not ready for ketones when they were introduced to her the very, very first time. And so I'm excited to hear from Tally, who is a nurse practitioner. Are you able to come off mute, Tally? Is it letting you come off? There you go. Let's hear
I think
your
so.
story.
Am I there?
You're here.
Perfect. Hi, my name is Tally, and I have been drinking and sharing ketones in Illinois for 2.5 years now. And my journey started with a holistic practitioner that I'm friends with. I am a nurse, have been a nurse almost 25 years. And while I still work in the hospital, I also have moved into natural health and wellness in the lymphatic world. And I had a holistic practitioner that was telling me about these ketones, but she kind of sold them to me as a weight loss thing. And I really wasn't intrigued with that. I thought I've seen weight loss journeys come and go and products. I love nutrition, and I've seen a lot of things come and go over the course of the last 20 plus years. So I kind of let it go. But like I said, I work in lymphatics. And as I was working on people, I noticed that some were losing weight, livers were clearer as I worked on them. I can tell when somebody's liver is congested or not. I could see the inflammation was leaving different clients. And I started asking them, what are you doing? What have you tried? And I kept getting the same response. I'm drinking these ketones. And so when I heard that from several clients, I thought I better look into this. So at that point, I went and read the Ketogenic Bible because I really like to do research on things before I jump in and try something. And I read that book cover to cover and was blown away by the research that's in there and the whole idea that the doctors have written on. Their idea was to get people well. I want to see people get well and get well from the inside out. And when I realized that nutritionally, people were actually healing themselves from the inside out and healing chronic issues, I was totally intrigued. And so I started drinking ketones, and I've been sharing them for the 2.5 years that I've been drinking them. My husband and I noticed that we felt better, that we were physically in better shape than we had been. And so I was anxious to share that with my clients in the holistic world as well as the people that I come into contact with. And I've just been really excited to see how these ketones actually help people repair their bodies from the inside out.
Thank you, Tally. I could listen to you all day long. I love listening to your stories of what ketones have done for your clients. It's absolutely amazing. The beautiful thing about ketones is that anyone can drink them. And so we actually have a business builder here locally who is in a salt room right now. She is doing breath work and she incorporates ketones into that. So she helps people go from fight or flight to rest and digest and help them calm their nervous system. So I just love how so many people are using ketones in so many different ways. So if you are a guest on this call, this is what we do. We pop on here, we share stories, and it inspires us to get out there and share this solution with more people, because sometimes you'll hear a story and you'll think to yourself, I can't believe that these ketones can do that too. So it's so great to not only share your story, but to collect other people's stories. So the next part of this call, what we do is we slide into a little training. We get to highlight someone's gifts and talents. And I am so excited about this one because we are going to be learning from Mandy today. And she's going to tie a bow on this, on really how to build this business and how to create this entire community of people drinking ketones and experiencing better. So if you're wondering, like, how do I do this? There's a simple formula. And Mandy is here to train us today. Mandy.
Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be here. My name is Mandy Podlesny. You can just call me Mandy P. I've been drinking and sharing ketones for the last 7 years, and they dramatically changed my life. When I first started, I didn't know anything about ketones. I didn't have a following. I didn't know how to post on social media, and I didn't really actually want to do one of these things, to be quite honest with you. And it wasn't until somebody asked me a couple questions, and was like, okay, you had such a dramatic experience with the product. Do you want to share that with other people and get paid? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, then just do it. And I was like, oh, I was in my own way, and I had all these preconceived notions of like how to do it. And I thought I had to be like this huge social media influencer and all of that. I was not any of that. And what I love about our business is that we literally can do this 3-step process. It's called ACE. It is simple. It is easy. You do not need to know anything, and you learn as you go being in our community, which is the beautiful thing about what we do. So ACE is, I'm curious in the comments before I go into that, how did you guys find out about ketones? Like, how did you get introduced to this conversation? I would love to know in the comments. I want to see the diversity there. And how did we all get started? A phone call from your brother, waitressing in person, a Facebook Live, social media, invite by a friend, somewhere online. Yeah, I saw a social media post. I didn't even remember like why I said yes, but I just kept seeing these posts on Facebook. It got me attracted to the conversation and curious to ask the question, what are these things? And what our job is to attract to the conversation in any way that we feel is best to have this conversation. I bet all of those people, all of you guys that got attracted, somebody asked you, are you drinking ketones yet? Right? So all of our attraction is going to propose that question to the people that we're talking to. I promise you, after 7 years of doing this, the attraction part, I always go back to, and I always overthink it. And I always have to think like, oh, maybe it has to be this way. Maybe it has to be that way. 7 years later, I am still attracting in different ways. So just like you guys came in and saying, hey, I got a phone call. Hey, I got a text message. Hey, I found a social media post. I found it on a Facebook Live. I found it at a vendor event. I found it at a networking event. Guys, those are all ways that we can attract people to the conversation. What I love about this is you can get in where you fit in. Right now, I am doubling down on the in-person stuff because that's out of my comfort zone, and I've been really on social media. So now I'm moving into that, and it's really awesome because that's my evolution and that's my growth over the last 7 years. So first, we want to attract to the conversation so that we can ask, hey, are you drinking ketones yet? Then what we do is connect, right? So for anybody, and even if you know everything about ketones, even if you don't know a single thing and think it's Keystone Light beer, you could literally utilize our amazing resources. And when I started out, guess what we had? The campfire video and group chats. Now we have the campfire video, we have guest calls, we have Pruvit TV, we have Pruvit YouTube, Keto 101, we have our Pruvit social media. You have people that you work with on our teams. We have so many different resources that we connect to explain and understand what is the power of ketones. And you can literally send links for, hey, how does this work? Campfire video explains it. Hey, do we need a doctor to explain a little bit of, what's in there and why our ingredients are so amazing? We can connect to our amazing experts and doctors utilizing our social media. So we connect. And then after we connect, we experience the product, right? So we get them to experience, whether that is a 5-pack trial or however they want to get in to fit in, they get to experience our product. And guess why that works? Because our product makes us feel amazing as well. So not only is it super easy to share, but our product is great. But I want to go back to the connect for 1 second because it's super important, because where people get frustrated a little bit is like, you connect, you do the I attracted, I connected, I'm trying to get to them to experience, but the connect isn't just one time. And I had this, I was listening to a training and somebody told me that people need like 5 or 10 times to be reminded of, why we're talking to them, following up. So we don't just send the campfire video once and then like let them go into the Pruvit protection program. We have to actually have them, follow up. Hey, did you watch that video yet? Because people are honestly, they're not ghosting you. They're just busy and they forget. And it has not, Bonnie says hello. She's my queen over here. But people forget. So it's our jobs just to follow up. But I promise you guys, if you're doing attract, you're doing connect, but connect multiple times and then get people to experience our product. And even if they aren't ready to experience our product from a purchase standpoint, you can still introduce them to our community on a guest call and really hear our hearts and really hear what we're doing here as a community. But attract, connect, experience is really our simple system. It is really that simple. And those that do it over and over again and rinse and repeat and show up and serve their hearts to other people and really understand that we're not in the sales business, we're in the sharing business, and we're in the inspiring you to feel better about yourself and really truly be a better version of yourself. And we get to utilize that by drinking ketones. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys got some value out of that. And Sarah, I'm going to toss it back to you.
Thank you, Mandy. That was so fabulous. And I love your little fur baby there too. That's so cute. That was a perfect guest to bring in. So from what I wrote down is like the attract, like we get to uniquely be ourselves. And I love that. We don't have to fit into a box and do things a certain way. You get to attract people in whatever way feels good to you. And then as far as the connect, you don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be like Tally and grab the ketogenic Bible and read it from front to back. You can, but you don't have to be the expert in this. And I love that I get to be this messenger of a solution that people are searching for without having to know everything about ketones. We have those doctors in our back pockets, so we get to use them as our connect tool, and we also get to use other people's stories as a connect tool. And then when it comes to the experience and then enroll, that part is so exciting because now you get to experience the product. You get to take this for a test drive. You get to be a part of this community. You can dive into the personal development with us if you choose to. And so I love being a part of this community, and I love that you trained on that, Mandy. So thank you so much. The next part of the call, we are going to turn it over to my mentor, Nick Martinez, who is really going to help us dive into maybe a little bit of vision around where we are going with Pruvit, why he's so excited to be a part of this. And those of you guests that are tuning in right now, you might be asking yourself, how do I get started? And there's a couple of different ways to get started. So I am super excited to hear from my mentor, Nick Martinez.
What's happening? Hey, good to see all your faces. My name is Nick. I live out in Minnesota. What's up? I see a lot of new faces here. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being on. Thanks for being here. I've been drinking and sharing ketones now for the last 8.5 years, and I was introduced to this by a flight attendant and her husband. So I love hearing how people heard about this because there's no right or wrong way to tell somebody about ketones or to introduce them to it, right? I received a text message that said from my friend, the flight attendant and her husband, Nick, we found it. And that was it. I remember I texted them back. I'm like, what did you find? And then literally they called me and they said, we found it. This is going to change the world. It's going to change your life. You have to do this with us. It's going to be amazing. I'm like, what do you mean? We're like, we're going to text you a video. So the next thing that they did was they connected me. So think about like however you're sharing this, if you're already involved with this, or if you're thinking about, okay, maybe I want to be an affiliate, or maybe I want to go beyond that and be a coach. We get to share something that helps people transform their lives. You heard the stories that were on the beginning. I had no idea that, Annette, you were down 70 pounds. That's insane. Like I would have never guessed it. Like the life change, the life impact that happens as a result of this stuff that's on my shirt here is out of this world. So they called me. They said, I'm texting you a video. So they connected me to a resource. Instead of spending time on the phone trying to be an expert, they weren't great at explaining ketones, but the videos that we have were. I watched the video and I remember calling them back and I said, is it for real? Like, it sounds too good to be true. And they said, Nick, we've been in ketosis before. We know how amazing it is, but we never maintained it. And this was back in 2015. So I jumped in, became a promoter, bought a whole bunch of the product. Remember driving to the airport, getting a call from my wife saying, what did you just spend your money, our money on? And I'm like, I bought us $1,000 worth of ketones, babe. We had a 2-year-old at the time, a baby on the way. I was a full-time pilot. She was a director of finance for a web development company. And I was also like entrepreneur extraordinaire. We had a drone photography business. We needed another business like I need a hole in my head. But there was something about this that just, I kept thinking in the back of my head, what if, and what if this is actually what it says it is? And that was before the ketogenic Bible was written. That was before, hundreds of studies have been done around ketones. That was before there was all of these other doctors and university research that validate what we have. I just went on this gut feeling that this could be something special. At the same time, I was also entrepreneurial. I mentioned that, and flying airplanes was great, but I wanted to create some freedom and flexibility in my life because flying is an amazing career, and I loved what I did. However, I didn't love having to choose every month. Do I work on Wednesday or Saturday? And I knew with a 2-year-old and a baby on the way, I was going to have lots of things I wanted to show up for. And I didn't always want it to choose which, pick and choose. I can have Wednesday off or Saturday. Like you always have to work as a pilot and you're gone 100% of the time and then you're home, which is great. I wanted flexibility. So that was 8 years ago. The neat thing is that the product worked. I started to get packets of this white magical powder into people's hands and they started to experience it, calling me on their days off saying, how do I get more of this? I became the keto crack dealer at the airline and was delivering white magical powder into pilots' V-files. They were delivering envelopes of cash into my V-file. And it came to a point where it made sense to help people with ketones more than it made sense to fly. So if you're sitting on here right now, the neat thing is there's still, your neighbor doesn't know about ketones. Your best friend probably doesn't know about ketones. Your coworkers don't know about ketones. And the person that you sat next to on your last flight don't know about ketones. And 99% of the people that you're friends with on social media have not heard of ketones yet. That's kind of where the market penetration is right now. However, the neat thing is Pruvit has done over $1 billion in sales. I think it's close to $2 billion in sales of ketones now. So as far as product proof and like validation, we have thousands of stories today, 9+ years in, more so than we had when I got started when the company was 4 months old. So we have a lot of work to do. So if you're on here and you're brand new and you're like, man, I don't know how to get started, there's a couple of options I want to go through real quick. First option, if you're like, man, I want to be all in, like I want to champion this, I want to take it to the world, become a certified ketone coach. And as a ketone technology and optimization coach, you get access to a course, which you heard Tally at the beginning mentioned, the Ketogenic Bible. The authors of that Ketogenic Bible put together this whole certification to literally like certify you in ketone technology. And what's neat is you don't have to have a background in any sort of health, right? It's meant for the average pilot, the average mom, the average nurse, the average, you name it, to be able to get started with us and to learn everything and honestly become an expert in the field. That's kind of up here. It's a $1,000 certification. It's an amazing course that you get to go through, and it really optimizes your ability to not only support people, but also your ability to coach, and then the income that you can earn that's the kind of the highest level. The other option to get started is join us as a promoter. Promoters are people that say, hey, I want to build a community, I want to build a team, I want to be part of this at a high level. We have some promoter packs that you can purchase. It's $49 annually to be a promoter, so it's a very low cost. We recommend you get ketones in your hands so you can get them into other people's hands so that you can start building your community. And we have amazing just rewards and compensation. There's some fun, we call it our Go Challenge bonuses that you get to earn as a promoter. And you really get the full gamut of building a business with this. Now, the third option to start inside of our community is as an affiliate. And this is somebody that says, hey, I just want to dip my toe in the water. I'm not sure, but hey, let me get started. It's actually free. There's no cost. All you have to do is, have an account with Pruvit, essentially be ordering ketones. There's a button in the back office that you get a click that says upgrade to affiliate, and now you're qualified to earn commissions. And the neat thing about that is if you refer 3 people, you start getting your ketones for free. They're on a monthly shipment like you are. And then you're earning commissions on what they're doing. And then anything beyond that, you're earning just rewards. So it's an amazing business because it's not just getting paid one time to sell a product, right? You're getting paid over and over and over and over again as people are ordering. I'm on a trip right now. I'm not in Minnesota. I'm in Alaska. You can kind of see the mountains out the window here. And what the coolest thing about this business is it's a work from your phone business. And you literally can do this from whatever your busy life is, right? I've been building this around being a full-time pilot and being around a full-time dad. I can build this from Alaska. I can build it from whatever trip I'm on with my family. And it's one of those things where I'll get a new customer started today and I'll earn commissions every single month that customer orders for the rest of their ordering time. I have my dad with me right now. He was my very first customer, and he's actually one of the best customers that I have because he refers all of his friends because he's 74 years old. We just went for a hike like around one of these mountains, and he's absolutely smashing it. He's in amazing shape and isn't winded and is crushing it at age 74. Now he's been drinking them for 8 years, and if he hadn't have started that 8 years ago, it may not be the same way. He's got the fate of a lot of his friends is the opposite right now. They're going to a lot of funerals and different things, which is unfortunate. But the good news is like this is the holy grail to health. So the last thing I'll leave you with is like, what do you want out of your health? Right? If there were a way for you to get paid to crush your health goals, would you want to do it? Right. And I believe right now, if somebody drinks this on a consistent basis for a period of time, they're going to crush their health goals if they want to. And you're gonna be more like my mom and dad, who are in their 70s, who literally hike mountains with us and play with their grandkids in their 70s, right? They're crushing it. If you want to do that and you want to earn money at the same time, we have the best like financial opportunity out there. When I started this, my goal was just to earn my mortgage payment every month so that I would have more flexibility to travel with my family, since I was a pilot and I like to travel. But what I found was this was able to give me the ability to actually create flexibility, get out of the airline world, and then create true freedom with my family. So it's not a get rich quick. It's a help people, create a ripple impact, create a community of people who are all experiencing what you just heard about. And then as a result, you're rewarded for the impact that you create. You want to create a big income? Let's create a big ripple. What does that look like? It looks like you tell 3 or 4 or 5 people, and then they tell a few people, and then they tell a few people. And next thing you know, you have countless people that are drinking ketones. And the world right now is searching. They're searching for this solution, right? I drove by a Starbucks on the way to the airport yesterday, and there were literally like 15 cars stacked up at Starbucks. Right? Why? Because they know that they're gonna get a feeling of better, and they feel like that's just gonna be the solution to help them just manage their day. Right? Does it make them healthy? No. Does it change their life? No. Does it fix their metabolism? No. Does it fix how their brain is being fueled? No. It does the opposite. Right? The neat thing with this is it really answers all of those desires. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I can't lose this weight. Oh, I can't think clearly anymore. Oh, I'm not happy anymore. Like, this is the first domino that falls down, and next thing you know, people are calling you saying, what is going on? I haven't had this energy in ages. I haven't felt this great in ages. Or like the story we heard where their friends stopped drinking it and realized, oh gosh, I got to get back on it. So thank you for being on this Zoom tonight. I mean, this is what we do. Like, we do this Zoom every single week. We hear great success stories. We do a little bit of training. We talk about what's coming. We talk about the different products that we're offering and different ways that you can share this. We have kind of a done for you system, meaning we say, hey, this is a great post. This is a great way to reach out. Here's the language I would use to invite somebody to learn more. And then if you follow that system, the financial aspect takes care of itself. So if it's just an extra $500 a month that you want, awesome. Let's go create that. Like, that's simple to do and it's possible. If it's an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month, well, that's possible too. We just have to keep doing more of it. If it's beyond that and you want to create lifestyle and flexibility and freedom in your life, well, let's partner and let's really go after it. Become a coach with us and let's crush it. So, Sarah, that's my 2 cents. Thanks for having me on, and good to see all your faces.
Thank you so much. I want to thank all of the guests that were on tonight. If you are on here and you are not drinking ketones yet, I'll tell you one thing. I am 100% confident that everyone should be drinking ketones. The stories we've collected, what ketones are doing for people, blow my mind every single day. I am 100% confident that it's going to be something that's going to be in someone's fridge, just like we have water in our fridge. And most people need our community. Most people need support. They need to be uplifted. They need personal development. They need to feel like they're a part of something. And we have that here at Pruvit. And I think we don't realize how many people truly need this business opportunity. The business opportunity completely shifted the future of my family. We were able to start a family because of this opportunity. It gave us the gift of time. My daughter, Indy, who's 5 years old, she has more passport stamps than most people will get in a lifetime. She does her I am statement. She does positive affirmations. And it's all because we decided to dive in here at Pruvit. So if you are a guest on here, thank you so much for tuning in to one of our team calls. I hope to see you next week as a messenger with us of this solution. We do this every single week as a team. And so I hope to see you on here next week as a business builder with us. Everyone enjoy your night.